think every Sunday or Monday they switch the tracks for the open races, and I got in there this week, and there wasn't a freaking track that I owned, not one.
Damn.
Bro. And I'm talking, so all the open wheels, so the Formula V, the 1600 FF, the F4, nothing. I didn't have a single track, and it was like I've put in probably I don't know, over 100.
Hello and welcome to the Chicane Podcast, where we discuss all things in the sim racing world. I'm your host, Jason Rivera, and I'm joined here again by Eric Kelly and Jeff Smart. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good, man.
Hey, fellas, I'm doing well. A little stressed out. I got a quick update if you guys want to hear it.
Let's hear it.
I know. I've been, I think Jason knows, I've been eyeballing the Solpec Spectre XR, and I late last week reached out to a vendor because there was no U.S. vendors for Solpec. If there is one, please reach out. Happily work with you. But reached out to one in Australia. He asked what color combination I was looking for, the all black. And he said, "Oh, actually, I have one of those that I can be ready for you to ship on Wednesday." It was a match made in heaven. Match made in heaven. He said, "Reach out to me on Monday and we'll get this sorted out." Well, unfortunately, gang, Monday in Australia starts sooner than it does in Hawaii. So when I sent my email this morning, that some bitch had been sold in Australia.
Oh man.
No.
Bro,
Jeff.
months of waiting. Months. And that sucker got sold out from under me within hours.
Oh my God.
Man, I hate that for you, man.
Damn. How many F drops, how many F bombs, did you drop, man? Oh my God.
Bro, it's hard to even, it's my own fault for waiting so long, right? So my fault. I could have said to him on Friday or Saturday when I saw the email, hey, it's considered sold. Send me the invoice as soon as you get it on Monday. As soon as I really articulate that I was serious about it. But I saw it and I said, the first word was, first sentence is, "Hey, I'm really sorry to tell you." And it was like, oh, something's wrong. He didn't have it. He had the wrong color combination, but nope, they got sold.
When you open up like that means nothing but bad news, man.
Hey, I know we're slowly building our listeners, a number of listeners, but if there is anybody out there that is a distributor for Solpec, other than Turkey, somewhere a little closer, hey, reach out. Looking for the all black model. I'll settle for the red and black one.
Email us at the Chicane Podcast, please.
Exactly. Yeah, help me out.
That's my life to a T, though. That's like sim racing, getting hardware and stuff like that shipped out here to the middle of the Pacific. That's kind of what my life's been like for the past 6 months, and we're not going to get any sympathy living in paradise. But that was a great way to start Monday morning, fellas. My alarm went off at 2:45 a.m. to get to work early. Read some email as I was walking out to the truck, and let's just say Monday it can only go up from here. Only can go up from here. So that's my gripe for Monday morning.
Damn, man, I'm sorry.
We're gonna recover. We're gonna lick our wounds a little bit, and we're gonna go research some other Solpec distributors. We're gonna get there.
There's got to be something. We'll take a look and see, and of course we're gonna update you on Jeff's journey with his.
I was hoping I was going to get to display this new wheel here, but in the famous words, the show must go on.
The show must go on. This is correct. So today, we have quite an agenda today. I want to give you guys an update on LMU's development. LMU is Le Mans Ultimate. So as you guys know, this game was released and is still in pre-release, right? So it's not finished. And there's a few things that have been happening with the game. We touched on this in the episode with Konstantinos, but I want to get into detail what it is you're getting for DLC that they're charging you money for in an unfinished game. So before I even go further than that, how do you guys feel about somebody charging you money for something that's not even finished? My opinion is you should finish the game before you start making other things to the game and prolonging the the finished product. What do you guys think?
Go
Um,
ahead, Eric. You take this one first.
yeah, I think it's interesting, especially the time we're in now with game development, mostly because most games that come out aren't finished, whether they say it or not. I think being honest and saying, hey, this really is a beta, we're still working some shit out. But if you want to pay to support or pay to, contribute and, support the development of it, then that's an option. I think the transparency is, would be a better route. So to me, that's normal still. Like there are games. I can't think of the last game that came out that it dropped and day one it was ready to go, regardless of what they called it. So to me, it's I don't know, potato potato. To be honest.
Yeah, yeah. I think you brought up a good point. There is the transparency. I get if they were transparent and were honest about their plans for kind of the way that they were going to present the game, I think the community probably would have been a little bit more understanding. True transparency, I don't own the game. I may in the future. Just kind of feeling out what the community, the sim racing community, thought it when it came out. And honestly, I've been busy with my hands with other sims, and I just never really had the itch to go get it. So, yeah, I just never scratched it. Never really I never felt like I needed to get it. So I'm not really super hurt, but it does seem like they're kind of pulling a fast one over us. So yeah, Jason, what you think?
I mean, as much as I want to say, yeah, I'm all for this because it's more content, and I love content. I love when developers put out content. And I definitely agree with Eric with games nowadays for quite a bit of time. I mean over a decade we've been getting patched games. I remember growing up playing a Super Nintendo, there was no patch or update to be installed. The game was made, it was purchased, and that was the game. You couldn't develop further for it. You know what I mean? So now they're taking advantage of us because we're willing to pay money for something that's new and shiny. And yes, they're being honest with the game being in pre-release form, but then you're adding to the time, right? Because the game's not fully released. At least if you're going to release the DLC pack, hey, the game is finally in, finished product, or it's a finished game, and now we're just going to throw in some DLC to further support the developers and development of the game for future improvements or whatever. But you need to get a baseline first. You know what I mean? And the game, it is playable. It was way better than what it was a few months ago. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel it for the gamers that are, they put the money forward to support a pre-release. So how much more money do you need to finish this product? You know what I'm trying to say? It's like how much more money? And then I'm just gonna go over the contents of that DLC that came out. It's $12.99. So $12.99 US or $11.99 in European dollar or £9.99 says here. It comes with Imola, and it comes with a new Lamborghini SC63. Says here it's a cutting edge hybrid car prototype making its debut in the top tier of endurance racing. And it also comes with a 2024, I'm probably going to butcher the name, Piget. Is that how you say this? 9X8 hypercar.
Things like a Pugo or Pugo or
Pugoat
something
or
like that.
something like that. I
Yeah.
completely butchered the name. So the content's there. What do you guys think? Is this worth $13? Like, be honest with me.
Well, if you look at it from what it cost in the other games, it's it's probably about there, maybe a little thin. Um,
Okay.
when you compare it to a DLC from ACC or whatever you want, it I just think that the people that downloaded LMU didn't think that they were going to get a DLC prior to the finished product, and I think that's what Eric was alluding to with the transparency.
Yeah, that's weird that they hadn't put that official launch stamp on it yet. And also, as far like to your point, Jeff, ACC DLC packs, the pricing is kind of close or a little bit more, but I mean it would be like 2 cars on a track. That's pretty thin. Um, I don't know. I
Okay.
feel like they're just trying to drum up some money to keep development going. To be honest.
I feel like this was already made, and they just exactly how you said, Eric, is they're just trying to make some money off of it now, so that way they can use those funds for, um, to pay for the cost of development. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, and
And a
but
I
well
think
placed else.
psychologically. Oh my bad,
Go
Jeff. Go
ahead,
ahead.
Eric.
Well, I was gonna say I think that just psychologically, I've been hearing good feedback about the game. There are people that like it. They say it's one of the the sims that they're the most excited about now. I think if they put it out as less, hey, buy this DLC, and more, hey guys, we're hot and heavy in development, and if you want to support development, then donate 12, $13, and for that we will give you a couple cars and a track, and that way you're not placing the offerings up against a full-fledged DLC pack. It's more of a thank you for continuing to support the game. I think if a lot more people buy into it, but once people start trying to look at the value that they're getting, I don't know if it's going to hold up.
right,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
I was gonna say, the release makes it relevant again. The community's talking. Here we are talking about it. Keeps them, I don't say relevant, but for lack of a word, relevant. It keeps them in the news too, to drum up some money and stuff like that. So thin release. We're talking about it.
PR.
Some other people talking about it. You know,
Yeah,
All
for
right. Well,
better or for
that's just
worse. Yeah,
yeah, just a small update on LMU and where it's at, and I hope by the end of this year they can have a finished product. The same thing is going on with this other game. What is it called? Ren Sport. So Ren
yeah,
Sport was supposed to come out in December of 2023. We're about to be we're rolling into December of 24. I don't know what's the hold up there. I really don't know what's going on with them. Um, but it seems like their beta is pretty stable for those that
yeah,
you can try. And it's open now. You can try it. It's open for everyone to go and try now. So
yeah. And they've kind of got that same, well, a similar model to what I was mentioning, where you get the game and they have different, I forget what they call them, but they're like different tiers that you can buy into, and you get something at each tier. It's not necessarily DLC because it's really not what it is. They're like liveries, and you know, at a certain level, you get highlighted as a contributor, and you get your name on a track, like on a billboard on the side of the track, as one of like the premier,
they name a track
supporters of
after
the
you or
game.
something.
yo, that should be dope. That would be
Well,
cool.
they don't name a track after you, but they just have. I guess they're
Throw
gonna
some
have like some
billboards.
billboard or something with supporter names on it, and if you are one of the
Yo, we got
first
to get the
ones to,
Chicane podcast billboard out
yeah,
there.
hey man, that might be an option.
That would be
But
dope.
it's people are spending a lot of money on stuff, man. So I think if you just just put it out there, be honest, like, hey, we need some money. If you like what we're doing, support us, and we'll give you something on top of you know continuing to develop the game.
That's well
So
said, man. I think that's
Amen.
well said right there. That's being even more transparent. But
yeah,
yeah, that's about it for a quick update on LMU and Ren Sport now. I'm gonna hand this over to Jeff. For Jeff has some inputs for us.
Yeah. So I'm been into the iRacing lately, and I feel like every week I'm buying a track or two, trying to build the hopper, if you will, of all the tracks that I got. But I think every Sunday or Monday they switch the tracks for the open races, and I got in there this week, and there wasn't a freaking track that I owned, not one.
Damn.
Bro. And I'm talking all the open wheels. So the Formula V, the 1600 FF, the F4, nothing. I didn't have a single track, and it was like I've put in probably I don't know, over $100 worth of tracking with just content, and I didn't own a single one. So here I am sitting there, and this is probably, I don't know, a couple days into the week, and it's like, should I buy these and run them for a couple days, and then they're going to switch again? So I know, Eric, I'm not sure if you've dabbled into the iRacing yet, but Jason, is there?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean, there's got to be some other people here that are in the same boat with, like, is it every week the expectation that you're going to buy a track to at least race? Like my wife was like, just buy one. It's, you're going to race it. At least you got the rig, you might as well just do it. And first of all, not all wives have, people that supporting for them for their hobby. But I was like, I only got it for a couple more days. I might as well just wait it out. Does it come back around to the tracks, where it's not normally like this, or is this just the expectation that you suck it up and buy a track every week or two tracks?
So this is a problem when you first start getting into the game and you choose a series, right? And the good thing about you, Jeff, is that you chose a series. You didn't go to GT3, Oval, and all the other ones because they have their own version of their own tracks, right? Some of them come in a bundle, but it is quite expensive to own everything in iRacing. I mean, you're looking at somebody, it was like over $2,000 to own everything in iRacing, which is insane.
Damn.
So for me, I mean, this is what I told Jeff. Jeff, you got ACC, man. Just throw on ACC and ride it out for a week, or get back into rookies.
Yeah, it's addictive. No, I ran a rookie race the other day, which is fine, right? It was super fun. I'm trying to build I'm trying to get the Battlefield promotion into C class before the season ends, so I can work B next season. So I can try to get 2 for 1, if you will. But I got one. I did a rookie. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. Racing's racing, but right now I'm addicted to racing another human, not the AI. So I love ACC for what it is, but right now I like that. I love that F4 car, and I'll probably end up buying one next week. Hey, I hate saying it is what it is, but it's just a little tiring.
No, you'll see. Eventually, when the new season comes out and the new schedule comes out, you're going to see, oh, I already have this track. I already have that track. I already have this track. There's also a buyer's guide a lot of YouTubers make. And you can go off that, and it's kind of like, it's not 100%, but it's like an average of how many times this race has been like repeated, or how many times are they running it in the season and compared to the last season. So I mean, the good thing is that with iRacing is you don't have to buy all the cars, because that would be insane. You know what I mean? You only need 1 or 2 cars, and then most of it is just tracks. I think if you just stick with it just a little while longer, I think things will settle down, and you'll see that you'll find more, races. The thing with iRacing is that there's always people racing. There's always people online. So the competitive edge on LFM is there, but you need to know at what hour to get on when the user base is there. LFM on ACC. But
to your point, living in the middle of the Pacific it's tough to get a grace, but iRacing, you don't have to worry about it. There's always going to be people out there.
Right, and I hope
I
hope that changes, though.
Great business model for iRacing.
Because LFM's free. You don't have to buy anything, just the DLC for the game. That's it. Once you get that, every single race is free.
Then qualify.
Yeah.
Yep, easy peasy.
All right. So Eric, what you got for us, Eric?
Yeah, man. I'm just thinking about, you know, racing. I wanted to ask, what y'all's favorite tracks were. Um, I'll start out with Jeff, seeing how he's, having this iRacing woes. When you are able to race on a track, what's your favorite one to race on?
All right, this is. I mean, I think it's been spoken many times on this podcast that head and shoulders it is Spa. I love Spa. In the,
Yeah,
I think has a, a, it's built. It has high speed sections, high speed
mm,
straightaways. It's got
yeah,
high speed turns. It's got turns where you need to tippy toe around the corner. It's got,
mm,
in those corners, you got to gently lay on the power. You can't just hammer down. It's got just, it's got full straightaways into hairpin turns into 9 degree. It just has a little bit of everything.
yeah,
But the cherry on top is the chicane up the hill. I mean,
yeah,
it is as good as life gets. Is when you come around the start finish, the 90 degree or the 180 degree tight turn, and it's a
yeah.
long straightaway, and you're like in sixth or seventh gear, depending on the car, and you're going uphill into that chicane that's blind into the straightaway. Then you hit DRS, and life doesn't get much better at that point. So
Okay.
for me, it's Spa. I love it. It's the biggest track, at least on F1. It's the longest track. Um, yeah, I could talk about Spa all night. I'm going to go to a race there one day in real life, eventually, someday. But
Hey, man,
it's Spa for me, head and shoulders.
that sounds like a plan. And you answered actually another question I was going to ask. What car, or what group you want to be in. So Spa and F1,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, shoot, I'll drive in anything to be honest. Like it's fun in ACC and a GT3. It's
Yeah,
different, right? You just got to handle the cars a little different, different braking points.
yeah,
Um, but I like the open wheel formula. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, the
yeah.
F4
That's
right now.
cool.
That's what I've kind of been doing, switching into the super formulas.
That's a beautiful
Um,
car, man. The F4
yeah,
Yeah.
car.
yeah, yeah.
It
It's
handles like a dream, bro. That thing.
Oh yeah.
That
yeah,
thing
A
is
it's
cheat code.
smooth.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just thinking about that uphill chicane into the straightaway is as good as life gets. As good as life gets. So yeah, Jason, what do you think, dude?
Yeah. What's yours, man?
My track is Suzuka. So my track is Suzuka.
Okay.
I'm a big Japanese fanatic, but it's not just about that, right? So it's kind of like because Jeff mentioned Spa. Spa is definitely in my top three, but
Yeah.
it's because of the diversity of the track. Suzuka has the S turns, and then it has a long straightaway, and then it has a big deep corner, and then it has a massive break zone into another straightaway. So it's a lot. It's a track that will test your limits on the straights and on the and in the corners and the slow corners as well. And then it's just a historical track. You know what I mean? It was built in the 80s, I believe. And for my group, of course, is going to be GT3. I don't mind
Okay.
racing an F1 car there either. They'll fly on that track as well.
Okay.
Hey, Jason, is Suzuka the only? And I speak just for the F1 circuit, but it's the only track that has a tunnel or an overpass. If you depending on what part of the track you're on, right? It crosses over itself, I think.
In the F1 calendar, yes.
Yeah,
But I
that's pretty
believe
cool.
Fuji has one. Don't quote me on that though,
Okay,
because Fuji's not in the F1 calendar. I wish it was,
check. Yep.
and that is a dope ass track too, the Fuji track.
That'd be cool. Two stops in Japan.
Hell yeah,
That
yeah,
would
Yeah.
be cool. Yeah. If they did them back
Yeah.
to
yeah.
Yeah. The
back and you can make a
scenery,
trip
man,
out
for
there,
real.
get two races
That too,
over
man,
like
is the
14 days, that'd be cool.
yeah, man. That too is the scenery. The only thing bad about Suzuka, and I'll just be 100% real with everybody, is that the actual town of Suzuka, there's not much to do. It's kind of country. It's very, it's
Mm,
very laid back. There's not really much to do. It's not like Tokyo where it's loud and there's a lot of lights and people and stuff. And because I've considered taking a trip there, and it's kind of like it's like on my bucket list to same like Jeff to go one day and go see your favorite track and actually see the see the heat waves coming off the track. You know what I mean? So,
Oh yeah.
what about
Yeah,
yours,
man.
Eric? What's your track, man?
Yeah, man. So
Let's hear it.
Jeff, for me, Spa is number 2. Definitely doing the chicane in an F1 car in VR is amazing. Um, but my number 1 here recently is Mount Panorama.
Oh
Mount
my
Panorama in
God.
GT3 is I don't know. I'm addicted to it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because it's so difficult,
That
like
is
going up it like
Yeah, I was
winding
about to
up the
say that's like
mountain
one
and
of the
then
hardest track, at least for me.
climbing down the mountain. When you get it right, when you
Oh,
hit
it
all
feels good.
those turns right,
Yeah.
man, you feel like you did something, and then it just opens up. It's like it's literally like you climb up the mountain and then you climb down the mountain and then you just get to exhale in the long straight, and it's like
You
it's
get
just a
to relax
nice
for like
flow.
about a minute, and
Yeah.
then you get to go through the shit all over again.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you
I've
get to the
wrecked
long
so many
straight.
cars there, Eric. I'm sorry
Oh
for
yeah.
interrupting, but I'm telling you right now, the
Yeah.
downhill portion of that track is disgusting.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's really and for me on GT7 it was the weekly last week along with the new physics update. So having to relearn how to brake on that track as one of the weeklies was, I mean, the carnage, the carnage that was happening in those races was crazy. But like when you
Did you
figured it out, when you like learned the new braking model and you
did
were
you
actually
dent a quarter
faster.
panel or two?
Oh, kill some. There are many virtual lives lost. I'll say that because it was crazy. But yeah, but that's my number 1 for me in
That's a
GT3. I've
good
never
pick,
done it
man.
in
Yeah, I forgot
F1.
about that one.
Yeah.
Australia too. You know, I'm gonna make a confession here on the show. When that track would come up during LFM, I would not race it. I was scared to death of this track, and
Homeboy
then
didn't want to ruin his safety rating.
I didn't want to ruin
Oh
it. I
yeah.
didn't want to crash nobody
Yeah. Oh, it's
because I
going in the
could
garbage.
not, dude. I
It's a
Yeah.
tough
just
track. It's got walls all around, during the difficult parts. It's not
Yeah.
like you just go
Yeah.
off the track. You hit the wall.
Yep.
no. On one of my live streams, I um I lost the car and somebody clipped me and that was it, right? And then my
That's not
car
the
was
one
in
you
the
ran out of
middle.
gas.
No, no, that's another race. I go through a lot of stuff, on my stream. I
Yeah.
appreciate you promoting
Yeah,
that, Jeff.
Yeah.
So no, the car, there's that part where the hill goes down like that, and it's like in the turn. Dude, my car was like dead set in the middle, and there's literally no space to back up, and I was like
Yeah.
forward, back. I was like, oh my god,
Oh, no.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If you
it's
lose it,
tight, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
you lose it anywhere going up or down the mountain, it's embarrassing. Like
It
it's
is.
yeah. I'm
Oh
lucky
man.
because in GT7, when you lose it, that you turn into a ghost, and so at least the other
Ah,
drivers
come on. You
aren't
see, Jeff? There you
impacted.
go. Yeah,
There's
come
But
nothing more
on.
stressful. There's nothing more
yeah,
stressful than like, even
yeah.
if you're off the
But it
track,
still
watch a
sucks.
car.
It
You're
still
trying to like
sucks.
find the smallest gap to get back out on the track. You're like, oh, all those cars I just earned, the spots I earned, they're gone.
Gone.
Yep.
No,
Yeah,
that's
man.
good, man. Those are some good picks. Those are some good
Yeah,
picks.
yeah, awesome.
So,
What you
quick
got,
question.
Jason?
Say again. Say again, Eric.
Oh no, just asking what you had up next.
Oh yeah. So, just a quick one. It's kind of related. If you had 30 minutes, right? Let's say you got home. You're getting ready for something, or you have a 30-minute window. And knowing these things, it takes at least 5 minutes to turn the wheel on, to turn the DD on, to update the software. Make sure your screens don't shut off on you. You know what I'm saying? Little problems like that.
Too soon.
What is your go-to? We're gonna start with Jeff. Jeff, what's your go-to?
Oh, my go-to is obviously gonna be Spa. So first I jump into iRacing and see if 30 minutes is tough to get a race with qualifying in the practice. So we'll scratch iRacing. So it's definitely gonna be ACC. Yeah, it's gonna be the McLaren, the Evo on Spa, and I don't care if it's a AI race or just me burning hot laps. That's the best 30 minutes I'm going to have all day. Besides, don't tell my family that, besides hanging with the kids and stuff like that. But
Oh yeah, it's confidential.
the
Chicane podcast, NDA.
Yeah, the McLaren on Spa in ACC, hands down.
This information won't be released until about a week from now. So you got about a week of life, Jeff.
TikTok. All right, Eric, what you got? You got 30 minutes. What you doing?
For me, 30 minutes. I'd have to say, obviously, I'm on GT7 in VR on the Nürburgring in a Porsche GT3 Porsche.
You get like 2 laps with that 30 minutes.
That's what I was thinking. How many laps can you possibly put?
So on
without
console, wrecking. Oh yeah, now wrecking that's different. So on console, we hit the button and it just works. So there's no downtime. There's none of that prep time. I mean, I can get probably 3 laps in if I don't wreck. If I'm by myself.
I feel
it's not a race.
I feel like this is a hint of a shot at the PC community, which
yeah,
I'm a huge supporter.
It's funny.
It's not a hint. It's just
the same thing.
Acknowledgement. Just an acknowledgement of
What's
the
that?
reality.
You're like, oh, look back and you're like, oh yeah, my PlayStation's up to date.
Yeah. I mean, it's I think it updated while I was sleeping or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
All right,
that's
Eric.
for me. Just because I haven't learned the Nürburgring, so just anytime I get, I like learning more about it.
I got a question, and this is, I don't know if there's a right answer. Do people actually memorize that track, or do they just take it as it comes?
I think you memorize it because
you think so? I mean,
I still remember the turns because the track is very similar, but then there's little things about it, right? That you kind of remember.
A lot of markers.
Yes.
A lot of unique markers on it. It's just I just like driving it because it's got so much to it. It's uphill, it's downhill, it's tight turns, it's bank turns. I don't know, it's just fun to drive and try to survive.
Yeah, and you're going through like the woods and the countryside, and it's bad. That's a good one. I totally forgot about that. That's a cool pick.
It's a beast, man.
Yeah.
So for me, 30 minutes, if I had 30 minutes to burn, this is going to shock you guys, but it's unfortunate because they came out with an update that's not allowing me to play the game because I refuse to install it. It's EA WRC, and I would just run they call it a moment is what they call it, and they would change every week, and then people would get in there and do this stage, and it'd be based off of real life. So they give you the car, and if the car had damage in real life, then they'll give you the car with the same damage. It'd be at night, and the lights don't work or whatever, and usually those are about 10 minutes. So, I would get in there and do some rally fun. And because when I get into ACC, at least for me, I'm staring at the setup. I'm staring at the temperature. I'm making sure I do 1 or 2 laps and then I pull back into the pits. By the time I look at my watch, it's like 30 minutes is gone, bro. So for a quick one, a rally game, RBR is another game that we'll cover on the show at a later time. But RBR is another option. Richard Burns Rally. It's old as hell, but it's still heavily supported by the modded community. Right? They rebuilt that game, and it's like the best rally game you could play. But it could be very stressful. But a game like EA WRC is chill. It's fun. And yeah, that's what I would do with 30 minutes of my time.
That's a cool pick. No, I totally forgot about WRC. And you don't have to be as precise, if you will, like driving a GT or a Formula car. I haven't played it forever, man. I forgot how fun that is. Yeah,
the driving school is fun in that game. The moments, you could build up your own rally car. You can build it from scratch. It's kind of nice, it's kind of cool.
Sucks with the update.
Yeah. If you had a PlayStation.
You still got an anti-cheat. Well, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna look into this. Eric Kelly.
I knew it was coming. I mean, we should have saw that one coming a mile away.
Oh man, I'm just
I'm
joking.
gonna replay these episodes for you, Eric, when you buy a PC. I'm just gonna let you know right now that
Oh, I
we're
know what's
filming
coming.
all of this. This is being documented right now.
Yeah. Hey, I know what pains await me, and if every screen on my 3-screen setup will be worth it.
There,
Well, 4-screen, yeah.
there you go, bro.
Let's go,
See, now
buddy.
you're
Let's
thinking.
go.
Now you're
Yeah.
thinking, bro. But I
Yep.
mean, I wish I had an extra rig just for GT7 with VR. I'm being 100% with you guys. I wish I did. I just don't have the room for something like that. That's a lot. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, especially with the compatibility issues. Yeah.
yeah, and then I have to buy a whole new everything, and that's I'm not even done with the stuff I got here. You know what I mean? There is no done. By
Are you
the
ever
way.
done? Yeah, come on, we've learned that lesson many times.
It's a reality. So today, we got an email in our into our inbox. We're gonna
Hashtag
call
the
this
chicane podcast at
at
gmail.com.
Gmail. Yes.
Yep.
And it is the question of the week. That's what we're gonna call it. And I'm gonna hand this over to Eric to start off with.
All right. So huge shout out to Morismo for sending the question in to us. He says, "Hey guys, congrats. I just wanted to say congratulations on the show and a big thank you. It is just what I've been looking for as a newish sim racer over in the UK. I'm currently 1 year into the whole experience, playing Gran Turismo 7 on PSVR 2. Let's go. Which just totally blew my mind the first time I tried it. Within a few days of playing on my PS5 controller, I had bought a belt drive wheel, the Thrustmaster T248, that I set up clamped to my coffee table. 6 months later, I had upgraded to a Fanatec DD Pro on a racing stand, and last month,
There we go. He's
I
in it.
installed front and rear base shakers.
Yeah,
it is
buddy.
honestly the best. Look, he's in deep, bro.
Yo,
He's in
Fanatec
deep.
got him right away. You
Welcome.
see that? Fanatec
Yep.
line,
hooked him
and
in.
sinker. Got him.
Gaffed
Yeah,
him,
but he says,
as Jeff would say. You got gaffed, bro.
Yeah, but he says it is honestly the best gaming it is honestly the best gaming experience I've had in my life by some way. I'm now keen to branch out and explore other VR racers on PC, so your podcast is perfect for this. I'm so grateful for what you are doing, and there's so much information out there. I'm hoping that the PC adapter for PSVR 2 that is about to release will mean this is an easy transition, apart from having to buy a gaming PC. I feel you, man. We're in the exact same boat. All right, I don't have a gaming PC yet, but I want to pick up a PC adapter for the PSVR 2, and I don't know.
It's coming out,
I
right?
think
When's it coming out, Eric? Is that
comes
coming
out
out
on the
soon,
8th.
right?
Yeah, it comes out on the 8th.
It comes. Wow.
It's the 5th right now. It comes out on the 8th. It's going to be like $60. It's going to do DisplayPort
for an adapter.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Now it's it's pure translation. I mean, with PlayStation stuff, they do the authentication, so I'm assuming that it's basically that and maybe some extra power or something like that because you're doing DisplayPort and you're doing a USB port.
Inflation hurting
Got to
everybody.
be USB 3.1 or 2 or something like that. It's real kind of finicky. But he says, I'm playing catch up on your episodes at the moment. The most recent one covered cutting edge gadgets and mentioned butt kickers. I completely agree with how awesome base shakers are and how they add to the experience and would totally recommend them along with SimHub. But I would like to mention that while you talk specifically about butt kicker products, there are significantly cheaper options that deliver the same effects, if not better. Just a quick YouTube search of base shaker sim racing provides step-by-step guides on setup. For me, I bought two 50-watt Dayton Audio bass shakers with the tiny knob sound amp with built-in sound card, which seems to be a pretty common setup. One bass shaker is mounted under the seat to simulate rear wheels / general car effects, and one under the pedal mount to simulate front wheels. All this for around $200 US. I've seen some rig setups that use 4 bass shakers to simulate individual wheels, which is perfectly achievable given SimHub offers 8 separate channels. Although for my setup, 2 is just right and provides good value for the money. I hope this may be of interest to you and your listeners. Keep up the great work. And great to see the YouTube channel has just dropped I wish you every success. Drive safely. Morismo. Thank you, Morismo.
Thank
We
you
really
very much
appreciate
for
it.
that email, man. That was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. We appreciate the thoughts. Appreciate you going through the catalog, shouting us out. And he's already onto the YouTube, the Chicane Podcast YouTube.
Can we just take a
Check us
second
out
and
there.
realize
We on video. You can see us.
He
I
took
know
the
you've been
time of
loving
day
hearing
to
this.
write all this, man. I'm like, I have no
Yeah.
words for this right now.
I
Yeah,
know it's
man.
tough
This is dedication, man. In order to so when I work customer service, they told us one thing. People are quick to write negative reviews, but when people write a positive review, that means that they were very, very
This is very true,
impressed.
man.
Yeah. Like people remember bad stuff a lot easier than they remember good stuff. And I mean
And I
he's
know
going
this
through yeah.
because I'm one of those guys. I promise
Yeah.
you. I
Yeah,
will
man. So
drop a
this
1-star cussing everybody out.
Oh,
But I won't leave no 5 stars to nobody. I ain't got time for that.
hey,
So
can we
Yeah,
thank you
just
man.
take a
so much.
can we take a second and
Definitely.
appreciate how quick this dude escalated from
That I know.
Oh yeah.
fr-
Yeah.
from
He's on a mission,
where he
man.
was
He's
to
down in that rabbit hole.
he went real quick, boys. I think we've all jumped on that train, that moving train that went by the train station. We just jumped on. Uh,
Yeah. I
I
feel like we
love
might have had
everything,
something to do
buddy,
with
but
that.
yeah.
Just a little bit. He said he's
Hey,
on the
hey,
Chicane podcast. He's listening to us. We're mentioning stuff. He's upgrading. I blame you guys because I'm in the same boat.
No, man, you can't blame us, bro. I already
Hmm.
told you
hey,
that.
if I could just speak to the base shakers a little bit, because when I first was looking for um something for that feedback, whether the butt kicker or the base shaker, I did see the base shaker, um, and I think what got me was the advertising. To be honest with you, with the butt kicker, they just had more product out there, and as a new person that didn't really know much, there was more Facebook or excuse me YouTube reviews. I could just see more out there, but I definitely did see the base shaker, and to be transparent, like I would love, and I'm researching one to put one on my pedals for just the same reason that Marismo did. So appreciate it. And I was a little nervous about hooking this up to my PC, something that's not, I don't want to say, for lack of a better word, as polished as the software that Butt Kicker is in the product. I don't want to shorten anything out, but if it seems like this is, you know, great feedback that that the product works great, and the price is great too. So Marissa, man, appreciate it. Definitely gonna look into it, and thanks for the feedback, dude. And it's good to see that this rabbit hole of spending on the rig is there's company here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Welcome.
man. And to add to Jeff's comment, none of us we're all in the same boat with you, man. So like if you found something that works for you and you actually got it at a decent price, this is valuable information for everybody that's listening to this show. So that's how come we're not ashamed to read that on here. You know what I mean? It it honestly doesn't matter as long as you are using that feedback to your advantage and you're actually learning what it does or what your car's doing. That's all that matters because I can't even see my butt kicker. You know what I mean? Once you buy something, you put it in, you install it, you're not looking at that. You're looking at the screen and you got your hands on the wheel. That's all you can see is hands on the wheel, screen. Everything else needs to work. And if it works for you, then that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. I really appreciate that so much. I mean, wow. So, Maurice if we're saying that correctly, many thanks for that. So
Yeah, let us know
now,
what let us
yeah, go
know
ahead.
what you're driving in your rig. I'm curious to see what he's driving with the
Yes,
setup
follow up.
and what he's driving. Yeah, I'd love to know what your favorite. Let me know what your track is and what your car or what your passion is in the sim racing. It, I'm gonna jump real quick. I agree with everything but that second to last line. The drive safely. You drive safely, you're gonna drive slow, Maurice.
What
Hammer
do you
down,
do,
buddy.
Jeff? You got to break late,
Hammer
man.
down.
Break
You want me to
late,
jump
man.
into it quickly? I'll get it out of the way, man. Marismo, drive fast and break late, buddy.
There you go. I mean, drive safely, yes, to work,
To work.
in the
Yeah.
civilian world, but
Get the
not
kids,
on
all
the
that
rig,
crap.
man. Eric, please. Did you come up with something? I mean, I haven't probably come up with anything, I just say thank y'all. But Eric, what you got for us, man?
Hey, man, pedal to the metal. I don't know. It's a work in
Oh,
progress. It's a
pedal
work
to
in
the metal.
progress.
All right, all
All
right,
right, all
man.
right, all right.
That's a step. That's a positive step in the right direction.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
baby step.
all right, guys. Thank you so much. Amorismo, one more time, big thank you. And yes, email
Yes.
us at thechicanepodcast@gmail.com if you would like your story. It doesn't have to be a question. It could be your story, your journey. And we'll read it on here on the show and share it to everybody because it's value information. It's valuable information, and we can all learn from each other, right? So thank you
Yeah.
so much and have a great start of your week. Thank you.